Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week. And our topic for this week is how to optimize the entry and exit points so that you can create embroidery that everything connects together. And so if you're ready to get started, let's go ahead and pop into our Floriani workspace. And the tool is here on the middle of the top sort of workspace. It's got kind of like three little squares with a green circle and a red circle on top. And when you hover over, it says optimize entry and exit. And the idea is you'll need to create some embroidery to be able to use it. It's currently dim or grayed out. I'll go ahead and open up an artwork shape, perhaps of like a little banana or something like this, and convert it into a run stitch, right? So we have a design that is all run stitch. And now the tool's not going to work if you just have one of these, because the point is it will learn the best way to connect your shapes together. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you had two of them, if there was two bananas, and if they somehow touched each other or came close to each other, somewhere in your design, because if I turn off 3D, you will be able to see that when this stitches out, it finishes stitching one banana before jumping to the next one, right? So because the second one is simply a copy of the first one, it will sew in exactly the same way as the first one did. So now the tool, if I select both bananas, so I'm going to use my sequence view and just select both bananas. And then the tool is now brightly lit and it says optimize entry and exit. So I'll go ahead and click on it. And I'm just going to click away and show you that the dotted line has disappeared, from getting from the first banana to the second one. And what's happened is, if you watch it stitch out now, it will sew the first banana as it did, and then it will walk to the place where the second banana is closest to it. And then it will do the second banana in the same way that it did. So the only things that were changed were the exit point of the first banana and the entry point of the second banana. You see, you can take control of those if you use your select tool and you select a shape. You can just click on one to select it, or you can click on it in the sequence view to select it. But when it is selected, if you use on the right-hand side, the third tool down is called the shape tool. And notice when I click on the shape tool that it highlights the outline of the banana. It actually shows you the points that make up the banana. So if you want, you could, somehow change the shape of your banana. But it also gives you the green entry and red exit points. And so what happened was, the original exit point was here and the software moved it to there. And it also moved, if I click on the other banana, the green entry point of the other banana to match up with so it found the closest point between the two. So see, I can click on one banana or the other to change which one I'm working on if I just click on their outlines. Yeah. So let me show this again. So let's delete our second banana. And we just have one banana, but this time we use our circle layout tool. And we could rotate, the bananas around a circle to create, any number of different kind of interesting patterns, right? But if I made those here, let's do, that was the scale. I'm going to put that back to 100 because I'm going to make a really big embroidery if I do that. I meant to change the angle of them, and I just wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. But if you create a design where all of your bananas are touching each other, you don't need to jump to get from one to the next if you use the tool. So here, let's adjust this. Let's make them smaller and then rotate them until they kind of come like, to almost touching, right? So we could do it there, or we could rotate it and do it out, well, here. That's what I was trying to say. When they get to on kind of almost make like a little circle of bananas, and they just have like a natural spot where they could easily be connected. So we've made all of these bananas, but of course, currently they are all sewing independently kind of how they were with their original entry and exit points. So once again, I can just click and drag to select all of the bananas, and then the tool is here. So now it will learn the best place to connect them all to each other. So it will start with the first banana, and so around once, and then another little bit to get to wherever the next banana is, and then same idea, it'll sew along the row. So it goes around once and then another half time to get to wherever it's going to connect to the next banana. And this is perfect for people that do like quilt style embroidery. This can work with solid shapes too, but it's very important when everything's just a run stitch. And there's another point that I think we could also learn here, because we've connected their entry and exits, and now the program is going to sew to here and then jump over and start the next one there. But you can kind of see when I zoom in 928% that there's a few extra stitches here. Well, those will be the tie off stitches before the jump, and these will be the tie in stitches, only we've made the jump so small, it's 1.04 of an inch. If I do that in metric, it's probably around a millimeter, right? It's just a very small, that's just connected as far as we're concerned. We don't want it to trim, and there is no jump, it's just another stitch. So we don't really need the program to put those stitches or those stitches in, and when you're quilting, they kind of are noticeable. So to get rid of those, we'll once again select all of our shapes, and it's here in your properties box. There's different tabs, and it's the one that has the red square or the sort of red circle and red X. It's called commands. If you click on it, notice that there's the option to adjust the tie-in. And I could turn it to be no tie-in and no tie-off, because we have purposely connected our embroidery into one piece. So now when you zoom into these areas, there's no longer those additional stitches, and it will look nice. Now, to make it absolutely perfect, you could select the first one and come back to that commands and give it a tie-in, because that is the beginning of the design, and it wouldn't be wrong to have 3 stitches at the beginning, and the one at the end, we could also go into commands and turn on the tie off to have a basic, and that puts like just 4 little stitches at the very end. So if you look at wherever this ends, which is apparently right there, you can see those are stitches are there. So yeah, if you want to take control of the entry exits of any of the shapes independently, so apparently this is the last one, and when it goes around, if you wanted it to actually only go once around and stop there, because right now it's walking to there and stopping, once again, you can select the shape. Now it's all grouped together. So I'm just going to click on ungroup so that I can select that one piece. And then I come here and I can move that red exit to match up with the green entry. And that way it would be kind of just a one single ply all the way around. Yeah. So that is the tool. It's called Optimize Entry Exit, and it works just as good for fills. So for example, if we made some shapes here, maybe a square and another square, and they kind of come close to each other, and so you wanted them to not jump in between, but they were both filled. Well, when they're filled, you'll notice that the program will, wherever the first one finishes, so let's zoom out there, and then jump to wherever the next one starts there. So there's a jump between the ending point of one shape and the entry point of another. If you simply select those 2 shapes or any number of shapes and ask to optimize entry exit, it will look at each shape and find the closest place. So now this red fill will actually finish right there, and then the second red fill will start at the closest place. So that is the topic for today. It's the Optimize Entry and Exit button, and it can be used to help reduce the jumps in your embroidery designs. We hope you enjoyed this week's video. Until next week, have a wonderful day, and bye for now.